Hello, thank you for coming to my channel. As you saw in the beginning, this video is dedicated to my husband and my dog that passed away earlier this week. It's been a very sad and depressing time for us this week. But as I said before, crafting is therapeutic for me. Crafting and painting, and I wanted to do something to remember Jack. I mean, not like I need anything to remember him. I'll always remember him, always miss him. There's a hole inside of my heart right now. But this bowl that I am holding up, this bowl was on the floor in the kitchen with water in it when we came home from the ER, when we saw our baby for the last time. And I couldn't pick it up off the floor for a couple days because it just seemed like wrong, an acknowledgement that he wasn't going to come back. And I wasn't ready for that. But I decided to wash the bowl and do my form of therapy and make some things, to put in the bowl that we could keep out. So this first, I just have a couple of pictures. I'll probably add some more later. I have so many pictures of him, like they fill up my phone and my husband's phone, but we don't print a lot of pictures these days, so I'll probably print some more. But the picture I'm rolling up now, that's one of my favorite pictures of my husband and Jack. My husband was his favorite person in the entire universe, and they had a very close bond. I thought I had a close bond with him, but then when I met my husband, well, Jack had a new favorite person. But I've always been grateful for that. I didn't think I could ever find anyone who would love Jack as much as I do, and I did, so I'm eternally grateful for that. And then the other picture that I'm behind in my recording, but the other picture I had, it's silly, but I always loved Jack's armpits, so I called him Mr. Armpits, and I took a picture one time. He had the cutest armpits. But anyway, right now I have a wooden heart that I got at the Dollar Tree, and a wood burning tool that my husband got me for Christmas that I'm just now trying to learn. So this is definitely not professional looking, but I thought it'd be good to make something. Well, you'll see what I make here. I'm gonna fast forward a lot through this video because, like last time, it was like over an hour long before I edited it, and you don't need to see me struggling with the glue gun and taking forever to burn the letters into the wood. I definitely plan on practicing with this tool a lot more. But just writing his name on the bigger heart. And here I finished. The gun had to keep cooling, and it would have taken forever if I left that all in the video. But so we have one big heart, 3 little hearts. Jack, and then his birth year and the year he passed away, this year, which doesn't really look much like 2024, but that's what it says. And you'll see I have all these beads, wooden beads. They're all from the Dollar Tree as well. Oh, and here I was going to use the gold twine, but decided I'd rather it look more rustic with the brown twine. But these beads I got from the Dollar Tree. Sometimes they come like attached to a sign or something, or they'll come loose. And so the blue ones and the dark brown ones were attached to signs. Or they were attached to like I don't even know how to explain it, but I took it apart and so I could use the beads by themselves, and then saved the other part for another project. But I took the brown twine and I'm just threading some natural and blue beads through it, which you can't see yet. You'll see it here in a second. Fast forwarded here, but I guess I was taking even longer than usual. So I'm just going to tie a thick enough knot so that those beads don't slip through. So tie it a couple times. And then we have the top part. And I'm going to tie another knot so that the beads... Oh, I think I already did that. No, I didn't. I'm going to tie a knot at the bottom of the beads. So again, they'll stay in one spot. And then I'm tying it onto this wooden hoop. This I think I actually got on Amazon, the circle wood piece. I'm not sure if you can get those at the Dollar Tree or not, but I got those on Amazon for pretty cheap. They come in a pack of like different size circles. And now I'm just going to hot glue my hearts on to the string. Kind of been walking around in a daze this week. Both my husband and me it's just been a really weird week. There's no way to prepare for the loss of a family member, and Jack was our furry child. But I had to do something creative. I wasn't going to stop thinking about Jack, but at least I could do something physically with that. So that's why I decided to make these crafts. There's the finished product here. And the reason I made it into a video, I wasn't going to post a video at all for a while. But I thought, there's probably millions of people out there. Not that I'm going to get millions of views, but maybe there'll be one person who watches this video who has gone through the same exact thing. So many people have lost their pets, and it is devastating. So just throwing this video out there, dedicating to all of those people as well, knowing you're not alone in your mourning, your sadness. Okay, so this, I didn't show it on the camera, but the jerky treats that you see there, that is Jack's favorite thing other than his father was chicken jerky. So I cut part of the label off of the bag, and then I'm gluing it on some tumbling tower blocks that I got from the Dollar Tree. They're like Dollar Tree's version of Jenga blocks, and I just glued them together with wood glue and then painted them because the label's kind of see-through, so I didn't want to just leave it the natural wood. Plus then the back is painted as well. I wanted to do something with this label because Um, it's so many good memories. We would have an alarm go off every day for chicken jerky time, and Jack would freak out, get so excited. My husband would totally play it up, and it was like their thing together, one of their things. I kind of messed up here. Wasn't really paying attention. But there it is finished. So I'm just gonna put that in a bowl. So so I have these coffee cup. I don't know what they're called. The sleeves, so you don't burn your hands. And I found they're perfect for crafts if you want that texture that's on the back, the bumpy texture. And, or just if you want cardboard and you don't feel like finding not that there's anything wrong with it, but we always have Amazon boxes, but this is just easier, cleaner, so I like using these. And I had them laying around because I had bought them for my husband and he wasn't really using them, so I was like, I'll just save them all for my crafts. I've become quite the hoarder with craft supplies. So I decided to trace the heart that I had used earlier to make I always have trouble making the perfect heart freehand. One side is always a little bit different than the other side. But what I'm doing here is I'm going to cut out these hearts and I'm going to glue 2 of them together just to make it a little bit thicker. I'm just going to use wood glue because that works well on cardboard. Just cutting 3 more here. And you'll see in a second what we're going to do with these. I have a very messy crafting station, always. I wish I could be one of those people who always had a clean crafting environment, but I am not one of those people. Okay, so here's where I said I'm gonna glue. So I'm gonna make 3 hearts. So each heart will be 2 pieces glued back to back. And for this I didn't need that texture, so I'm just gluing on that side to make that the middle. And that's just Gorilla wood glue I'm using. You could use any wood glue. I really like Gorilla glue. I love Gorilla wood glue, but I hate the bottle that they put it in because it's not user friendly. I feel like the spout, it always gets clogged, and so I got these cheap bottles on Amazon and I just transferred the glue into them and it's been working really well. And then I don't get big globs coming out because, like I said, I'm messy, so anything that can help me be less messy, I'm all for it. And I just cut off, because there was a little bit of overlap, so I just used the scissors to make it even. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I don't think anything I make is perfect. I'm all for imperfect. So I have a couple of Jack's baby blankets. This blanket I got so long ago in Walmart in the baby section. It's all ratty. But I have many memories of covering him in his blankies. And then that was one of his favorite dog toys, a llama, which is kind of a funny story. My husband and I were in Costco. My husband loves buying things for Jack. I do too, but he really does. And there was this pack of 3 llamas for like, I don't know how much money. And he's like, can we get that for Jack? And I was like, he has so many toys. It comes with 3 of them. Like, let's wait till Christmas, to get them. And then next time my husband goes out by himself, he comes home with this pack of llamas. And Jack loved them. He would run around the apartment with these llamas, so it's a good purchase. This llama is one of the ones that it wasn't as torn up. But basically, what I'm doing here is I'm cutting up pieces from the blankets and that llama, and I'm covering these hearts. And I'm just using hot glue. You could probably use fabric glue or maybe even wood glue, tacky glue. I like hot glue, even though I burn myself all the time. But I'm just trying to figure out here how I'm going to best cover this. I didn't practice any of these things before I made this video because it was just spur of the moment. I feel like making these things. Might as well record it. So they aren't the most professional hearts, but with practice I'll get better with covering them. But I wanted to make sure I got that heart shape, so I'm just pushing that fabric into the top part first, just so I make sure it's going to maintain that heart shape. I do have some blankets that my mom made Jack. She didn't like being called grandma, but she acted like Jack's grandma. She made blankets for Jack over the years. I think she's made more blankets for Jack than she's made for me, but I'm not bitter. But those I can't cut up. I'm gonna save those. Can't bring myself to cut those up. But I'm gonna fast forward here soon after I'm done with this heart. But I guess I can take this time to talk a little bit about Jack. So like I said, he's 13 years old. Almost 13 and a half when he passed earlier this week. He passed because he's had diabetes most of his life, and he's had liver issues most of his life. I don't know why, but this poor dog came with kind of a sucky immune system. We got him from a shelter. I got him from a shelter back in 2011 with my oldest sister and my cousin, and wasn't planned on getting another dog. I was still mourning the loss of my mom's dog from like a year prior, so I wasn't planning on getting a dog. But once I saw Jack in the cage, almost fell in love. And then once I picked him up, he immediately laid his head on my shoulder and just gave this like contented sigh. He just let out this sigh, And it was like, okay, I'm done for. I'm already in love with this dog, and we're obviously meant for each other. And he's home here in my arms. So, got him. He had kind of one medical issue after another ever since I got him, but he's a fighter. He was a fighter. He fought through everything, and he had to have insulin twice a day for most of his life, and liver supplements, and but he lived a happy life, for the most part. I think he felt healthy. We were controlling everything, but anyway, and then I met my husband in 2019, and as soon as Jack and my husband met each other, basically I was pushed down the line right away. Like, they made an instant bond, and yeah, Jack and loved his daddy, and his daddy loved him, to the point that Jack would growl at me, till the day he passed. Like, if I am in bed and I touched my husband's arm, Jack didn't like it, he'd growl at me. Or you could just see in his eyes, like, if my husband was holding him and I would pet Jack, he'd be like, this is daddy and baby time. But like I said, I'm grateful they had such a good relationship. And then last month, his health just was declining really rapidly. He went from being happy and acting healthy, eating all his food, and being his usual Mr. Attitude self. He definitely had an attitude, but that's one of the things I love about him, because he had an independent spirit. He bit me many, many times just because he didn't like me giving him kisses before bed, but I would anyway, and he'd snarl at me, and just, I was the annoying mommy. But anyway, the last month, his health just started declining fast. First, it was, I'll spare you the details, but it was digestive issues, and then he didn't want to eat, many vet visits, a couple ER visits. Long story short is the diabetes was just finally, it just wasn't under control anymore, despite, doing the same thing we had for years of giving him his insulin, and the diabetes just got to the point where it was throwing everything out of whack with his organs. And the day that he passed, that we had to put him to sleep so that he wouldn't suffer anymore, because he was suffering by the end. He was miserable by the end, and we didn't want him to stay miserable. He went into ketoacidosis, which basically is what can happen. I don't know all the medical ins and outs, but basically it's not good, and it can happen to diabetic people or animals. And so after talking with the doctor, praying about it, thinking about it, talking about it, and realizing he wasn't going to get better, and he wasn't going to live a good quality life, we came to the really, really difficult decision to put him to sleep. We got to hold him as he took his last breath, closed his eyes for the last time. And I'm grateful because, my husband and I were sitting on the couch there. They have like a special room at the ER for this type of thing, and Jack was just smooshed in between us, his favorite place, and he was calm and felt safe. He wasn't shaking. He was just calm, and I felt like he knew it was going to happen, but obviously I have no idea. But yeah, so leaving his body there was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. All kinds of thoughts and feelings just coming, and I'm telling you all this, I don't know why. Maybe just as another form of therapy for myself. But also knowing that it's possible someone might watch this who is going through the same experience, and I just want them to know that I empathize. I know exactly what you're going through. So back to the video. I think I'm almost done here. I tried a few different methods of covering these hearts, each time thinking, oh, this will be better than the last, but each time really it was just more of a hot mess. So like I said, I'm gonna practice that because I like the idea of covering hearts in different materials, just as little keepsakes. And then here's the llama. So on this one, I thought, I'll use the stuffing. It wasn't as easy as I imagined, but I hot glued some stuffing onto the heart before putting any of the fabric on. It was an interesting experience, a painful experience. As you see, my finger was stuck to the heart with the hot glue for a minute there. So I got out my little finger thing that's supposed to help prevent hot glue burns, but I just find them very frustrating. They're always too big for my fingers and they fall off and then they get stuck to things, so I just take the burns most of the time. But I'm using my pencil here to kind of help take the heat of the hot glue instead of my fingers. I actually like the way this one came out, but it was kind of a pain in the butt. I wanted it to do the stuffing because this was his toy, and so it made sense to me to make the heart kind of sort of resemble a toy. I played with it for quite some time. I was just in my own headspace here. I don't even know what I was thinking, but think I'm finally done. Oh, nope. I decided to put another little piece of fabric on top to make it look cleaner on the back. And I'm just going to cut around so that none of it is showing on the other side of the heart. Sorry, the video is kind of not centered here. I think I need to get a better video, like phone holder thing. Or maybe I just need to practice more. Alright, I think I am finally finished with this heart. It's a little poofy on the front, which is what I wanted. So, can't remember what I do next. Oh, I'm just showing you, I was gonna cut this up, but I could not bring myself to do it. He wore this sweatshirt every winter for most of his life. Jack was a unique dog. No dog like him, but occasionally he would be a very stereotyped Chihuahua. And the winter was one of those times he would shiver. And so my mom bought him this sweatshirt when he was young. And it was big on him when he was little, but fit him perfectly in his later years. So, this is what it looks like, Santa's hat. I cut it off of Jack's favorite bed. So, again, my mom, she bought way too many things for him, but I guess there's never too many things. But she got him this Santa bed. It was very soft and I don't know how to explain the material, but kind of shaggy, I guess. But anyway, he loved this bed. It was so comfy. And sometimes he would it had like Santa's face on one end, and he would lay his head on Santa's face. So I don't want to just throw away the bed without keeping a part of it. So I took off the Santa hat, and I'm just putting some cardboard in it, just simple, just so it's got some sort of form. And then I'm gonna cut off the excess, except leave a little bit past where that cardboard ends. And I'm just gonna hot glue those ends together. So now I'm just going to put everything into the bowl. And I'm going to add his collar, his name tag, and his little I am diabetic tag. Obviously this would be the items in your bowl or basket would be particular to your pet and your relationship with your pet. These are just some ideas. And for the heart chain, you could use paint or permanent marker. Obviously you wouldn't need to use a wood burner. So I'm just gonna put this like on a coffee table or something. And oh, this I added later. I made a little goldfish because one of my favorite memories is Jack and I would have midnight fishy cracker snacks together. And then I made these little angel wings. And so that's it. I'm including some pictures of Jack on here. So there's my little fat boy. My precious, precious angel boy. There's the Santa bed. There's his little attitude. His cute feet that I'm obsessed with. So, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you'll join me next time. Next time I'm gonna make the basket that I said I was gonna make this time before life plans changed. So I hope you'll join. That one's gonna be, I think, better than my previous videos. I'm gonna make a basket out of tumbling tower blocks and decorate the blocks in different ways. So hope you'll join me, and hope you all have a great rest of your week.